I want you to pause everything right now. Because 3 years ago, I was sitting exactly where you might be sitting right now, confused, frustrated, and quietly watching a relationship I cared deeply about falling apart in slow motion. And I had absolutely no idea why. I was doing everything I thought a good partner was supposed to do. I was available. I was agreeable. I was supportive. I never caused drama. I never pushed back. And she left anyway. Not for another man. Not because of a fight. She left because, and I'll never forget these words, I don't feel like I'm with anyone. That sentence destroyed me. And it also saved me. Because what came after that, the research, the work, the complete rebuilding of how I show up as a man, is exactly what I'm going to hand to you in this video. For free. Here's what you're going to walk away with today. The single biggest mistake men make that silently destroys attraction, even in relationships that look completely fine on the surface. A simple, tested, 3-step process to become the kind of man who commands genuine respect and deep emotional connection. And the one final move that separates men who have great relationships from men who keep wondering what went wrong. And I need to warn you right now, once you see this, you cannot unsee it. This is a one-way door. So if you're ready, let's go. Before the 3 steps, you need to understand the one mistake that is quietly dismantling your attractiveness every single day. And here it is, blunt and honest. You have stopped being a person, not physically, but as a presence, as a force, as someone with edges, opinions, direction, and standards. Most men, the moment they enter a serious relationship, begin a slow process of self-erasure. They stop saying what they actually think. They stop pursuing what they actually want. They kill their own desires before they even speak them. Because somewhere along the way, they learned that being agreeable is the same as being lovable. It is not. In fact, it is the exact opposite. Here is what the psychology actually shows. The behaviors men believe make them more attractive to their partner. Endless accommodation, constant availability, zero conflict, are the exact behaviors that trigger the loss of attraction over time. Because attraction is not triggered by comfort, it is triggered by tension, by the sense that this person has a life, a mission, a self, and they are choosing you as part of that, not instead of that. When you erase yourself to make room for her, she doesn't feel more loved. She feels like she's floating, because the anchor she was holding onto has dissolved. And the most painful part, you don't feel it happening. You just wake up one day, and something is different. The energy is off. The spark is gone. And you have no idea what changed. I know, because I lived it. But here is the good news. This is completely, 100% reversible. And it starts the moment you take step 1. After she left, the first thing my mentor told me was this: you didn't lose the relationship. You lost yourself first. Get yourself back. The relationship will follow. I didn't fully understand it then. I do now. Step 1 is reclaiming your identity, and this is where everything begins. Not in some dramatic, loud, ego-driven way. Quietly, privately, deliberately. Start by asking yourself one honest question. What have I stopped doing? Not because I wanted to stop, but because I was managing someone else's reaction. Maybe you stopped training. Maybe you dropped friendships. Maybe you stopped voicing your real opinion in conversations because it was easier to just agree. Maybe you gave up a goal because it felt selfish to pursue it. Every single one of those moments was a withdrawal from your own account. And at some point, the account runs dry. And when it does, you have nothing real left to offer anyone. So the practice here is non-negotiable. Start choosing yourself consistently. Not occasionally. Not when it's convenient. consistently. I'm training this morning, not a question. I'm spending Sunday on my own project, not an apology. I disagree with that. Here's what I actually think, not softened into meaninglessness. This is not selfishness. This is the foundation of self-respect. And self-respect is the root of every attractive quality a man can possess. Because here is the irreversible truth. Write this down if you have to. You cannot offer someone a better version of yourself than the version you are willing to fight for. The moment she sees a man who respects his own time, who has his own standards, who will not bend his identity to avoid discomfort, that man becomes magnetic. Not despite those qualities, because of them. But reclaiming your identity is just the foundation. If you want to understand how to actually show up in a way that creates real, lasting attraction, you need to know step 2. And this one is where most men completely fall apart. After I got myself back, my training, my goals, my voice, I made a second mistake. I started performing confidence instead of being present. I would walk into a room and think about how I was walking. I would speak and simultaneously analyze how I was coming across. I was so focused on seeming confident that I was never actually there, in the moment, in my body, in genuine connection. And she could feel it. Everyone could. Here's the truth that took me a long time to accept. Confidence is not a performance. It is presence. And presence means one thing. You are fully here. Fully expressed. Fully yourself, without filtering, without shrinking, without running a live performance review of yourself in your own head. When a man is genuinely present, not thinking about how he looks, not managing her reaction, not planning his next move, something shifts in the entire dynamic. She leans in. The conversation deepens. The connection becomes real. Here's how you build it practically starting today. Express yourself instead of monitoring yourself. Stop asking, "Is this okay to say?" before every thought. Trust your instincts. Share your genuine reactions. Let your personality take up real space in the room. If something strikes you as funny, laugh. If you want something, say it directly and clearly without a disclaimer attached. Men who are afraid to be direct are men who have learned to treat their authentic self as a liability. It is not. It is your most powerful asset. Initiate from desire, not from fear. Every action you take in your relationship carries an invisible energy signature. When you plan a date out of genuine excitement, she feels that. When you plan a date hoping she won't be disappointed, she feels that too. The action looks identical from the outside. The impact could not be more different. Lead from what you actually want, not from what you're afraid of losing. Stay curious, not defensive. The most respected men in any relationship are not the ones who are always right. They are the ones who are not afraid to be wrong and adjust. Ask better questions. Welcome honest feedback. Stay genuinely curious about her inner world instead of assuming you already know everything she needs. That is real leadership. Not control, not dominance. Leadership, the kind that earns trust and deepens connection over time. And here is where the irreversibility truly locks in. Once you lead from presence and genuine desire instead of anxiety and performance, you cannot go back to faking it. The difference is too obvious. The results are too clear. You will never settle for the performance again. But everything we have built so far, identity, presence, leadership, it all exists to serve this final step. And this is the one that most men never reach, which is exactly why most relationships never reach their true potential. Here is the final step, and I want you to really hear this. Everything you have built means nothing if she does not feel safe with you. Not physically safe, emotionally safe. The kind of safety where she can be fully herself, unguarded, unfiltered, completely open, because she trusts that you will not use her vulnerability against her. And if your partner is holding back, emotionally, energetically, in any way, it is almost always because that safety does not fully exist yet. You, as the leader in this relationship, are responsible for building it. Have the conversations that make you uncomfortable. Ask her what she genuinely needs from you. Ask what she's been holding back. Sit in that discomfort without flinching, without getting defensive, without making it about your ego. Just listen. Just understand. Most men avoid these conversations because vulnerability feels like weakness. It is the opposite. It is the highest form of masculine courage, and it builds more trust in one honest conversation than months of surface-level consistency. Choose growth over ego every single time. The man who says, "I don't need to change," will watch his relationship slowly die and genuinely not understand why. The man who says, "I will keep becoming better," is a man worth fighting for. A man worth choosing again and again. Show up consistently, not perfectly. Respect and attraction are not built in dramatic moments. They are built in 1,000 small, daily choices to be real, to be present, and to honor both yourself and your partner without sacrificing either. When all three steps work together, reclaimed identity, genuine presence, and emotional safety, your relationship stops feeling like something you're managing. It starts feeling like something real, something chosen, something rare, and that, I promise you, is irreversible. Once you experience connection at that level, you will never go back. You will never settle. And the man you become in that process, he doesn't disappear when things get hard. He leads through it. That is who you are capable of being. That is who this video was always about. If this video hit something real for you, do me one favor right now. Like it. It takes 1 second, and it tells YouTube to show this to more men who need it. Comment below. Tell me which of the 3 steps hit hardest for you. I personally read every comment on this channel. And subscribe. Because every single week, I post content designed to help you become the most grounded, confident, and respected version of yourself as a man. And you do not want to miss what's coming next. If you're ready to go even deeper, the full framework I use to completely rebuild my confidence, my identity, and my relationships is linked in the description. Everything in one place. It works. The man you want to become is not far away. He's already in there. Let's go build him.